Hey PSA collectors, this is Tube Nachos again, and I've got a 55 card PSA bulk order um, quarterly special non-sports cards, TCG cards, and entertainment cards. Mostly I have Marvel and Dragon Ball cards, so this is something I've just had in my collection for so many years, back in the early 90s, and I picked out the best cards I can find for grading. And with the quarterly specials at $15 per card in December, I decided, well, I'll take advantage of it and see the results. So here it is, $15 per card. The total turnaround time was really fast. I submitted these in December 9th and got them back January 30th. So a total turnaround time, 53 calendar days, very fast. They're just pumping out cards. And I was really expecting them not until probably March or April. So if you're thinking about submitting cards in bulk, and you want to get them really fast, then now's the time to do it. So here we go. Mostly Marvel and Dragon Ball. I've had these cards for a while, besides the Dragon Ball cards. And start off with 90 Marvel Universe, Wolverine, PSA 9. And I thought it was a 9, it got a 9. The centering is not perfect. I mean, the top to bottom is a little off. But had this in my collection for almost 30 years. I have the complete set, but I just picked out the best cards that I thought were worth grading. And yeah. Next up is 90 Marvel Thor, PSA 10. This is my first time submitting non-sports cards, so I don't know what to expect. And I was expecting a lot of 8s and 7s, and did get a couple 10s. Kingpin, 90 Marvel, PSA 9. I was expecting a 10, I got a 9, so they're pretty tough on these 90 Marvel Universe cards. Sabretooth, PSA 9. I guessed a 9, I got a 9. The centering is not quite perfect. It's a little bit off top to bottom, but otherwise a clean card. Uh, 90 Marvel Universe, Electro, PSA 10. This, looking at the population report, it's a pretty low and pretty tough to get in a 10. I think the last sale of this card was about just over $500, and people will pay premium if they're going to build their set registry. And last 90 Marvel is Apocalypse, PSA 9. I guess I thought there should be a 9. It got a 9. I think there's a very, very slight touch on the corner on the back, almost like it's paper loss on the corner. Doesn't take a lot of the eye appeal, but that's all it takes to bring it down to a 9. Back in the days, I used to collect comic books. 91 Impel Deadpool rookie card. I think this is the very first Deadpool trading card ever released to the public. This card came out of X-Force #1 comic book. They were polybagged, and it came with one trading card, and there are 5 different trading cards in the set. And I think there's Deadpool, Cable, the X-Force team, Shatterstar, and Gideon, some other unknown character. But This is Deadpool's first trading card, so technically his rookie card. Got an 8. I thought it was an 8 too. I didn't think it was worthy of a 9. Pretty tough with the all black borders. Centering is very odd. I don't know how PSA grades this card on centering. I've seen cards that look like this in centering and got a 10. But I know why I got an 8. There's just some chipping on the edges there. But cool card to have in the collection. And I got another run here. I got a long run of 92 Marvel Masterpieces. These cards are absolutely gorgeous. When I first came out, I bought a couple boxes, and just stunning looking cards. High quality. This is the promo. I got an 8, or a 7. They're really, really tough on these cards, man. Especially the Spider-Man with the all black edges and corners. I thought I was going to get an 8, and I got a 7. It just goes to show you how tough they are on these cards. They probably got me dinged on the surface. There isn't really a whole lot of white on the corners, but there is a little bit of smudge on the surface, probably why I got a 7. And maybe a touch on the corner in the back. '92 Masterpieces Black Widow, PSA 10. I was very, very stringent with the grading. I've got a complete set, and only a handful were worth grading. The centering had to be perfect for me to even consider looking at the corners and edges and surface. And this one fit the bill, and it got a 10. Guessed a 10, got a 10. Actually, you know what? Apologies. I think I guessed the 9. I think they overgraded this card, to be honest. There's a little touch in the lower left corner in the back. I got a 10. So the next 92 is Daredevil, PSA 10. The centering is right on. You can see the borders around there, the gold line. Absolutely gorgeous cards. Premium cards back in the day for comic book cards. Colossus PSA 8. I guessed the 9, I got an 8. I might have missed something on this card. Probably the surface. The back looked pretty clean. I don't know. I might crack and regrade this. I thought that was better than an 8. That corner there, a little chipping on the corner. 92 more Masterpieces. Cable, PSA 10. Awesome character. Back in the days, I used to watch the X-Men animated series, and just an awesome character. One of my favorites next to Wolverine. Another Cable, PSA 9. I guess a 9 and got a 9. The centering, you can tell, is off a little bit. It's more than 60-40. So that's accurate. Dormammu Masterpieces, PSA 9. I guessed a 9 and I got a 9. The centering is off top to bottom. Other than that, the card is actually very nice. The back, always look at the color edges. Those are the ones that'll get you. Next masterpiece is Human Torch, PSA 10. Gorgeous card. Black, red, and it color matches with the label. A member of the Fantastic Four. Johnny Storm. And what I remembered from that movie, the first Fantastic Four movie, was Chris Evans was the Human Torch. Later became Captain America for MCU. Hobgoblin, PSA 9. I predicted a 9, it got a 9. I always flip it the wrong way. Spider-Man's archenemy. A little bit touch on the corner there, lower left. Justified to get a 9. Very, very tiny touch on the corner. Hawkeye, PSA 9. I guessed a 9, it got a 9. Another X-Men guy, Havoc, PSA 8. The centering is really off a little bit to the right. I might have gotten dinged on the back. The corner, the edges on the dark colored area there, it's just kind of rough. Can't see it in the camera, but naked eye, it's pretty obvious. PSA 8, Havoc. And next one, more masterpieces. Ghost Rider, one of my favorites growing up. PSA 9. Really tough with the dark corners and edges. The black and the really contrasts really nice with the label and PSA label. Got a 9 there, and I think I did guess a 9 and got a 9. The centering is just a tad bit off top to bottom also. The centering on these are tough. Iron Man, PSA 8. This card wasn't perfect. I thought it deserved an 8. The artwork on these are just amazing. That's why I love these cards. Boxes of these back then were cheap, but now you're going to be paying $500-600 a box. Everybody wants to collect it. Iceman, PSA 10. Another X-Men character. True gem in 10 there. Awesome. Set collectors out there getting gem and 10s and paying premiums for masterpieces. They'll pony up. Jean Grey, PSA 10. You always flip it around. Cool. A very popular Marvel character, Moon Knight, PSA 9. I guessed a 9, it got a 9. The centering is not perfect. It's the best copy I had, so I just submitted that. There's a bit of touch on the lower left corner there. Back looked pretty good. Always cool to have the first cover appearance comic book on the back side of the card. Really cool. Mr. Fantastic, PSA 9. Guessed a 9, got a 9. The centering is off, top to bottom, pretty obvious there. Probably 25, maybe 30, 70 centering on the top to bottom. Fantastic Four. There's another character who had a movie recently. Morbius, PSA 9. I was hoping to get a 10 on this one. I got a 9, so bummed about that, but I'll live with it. Morbius. First appeared in Spider-Man number 101. Old character. 42 years old. Or maybe older than that. 52 years old. Masterpiece of Spider-Man base card, PSA 8. I guessed an 8 and I got an 8. Again, this is a tough card. All black edges, all black corners. The corner wasn't quite perfect. I think there's a little dimple on the, so an 8's justified. And Amazing Fantasy 15 on the back. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Probably the worst character I submitted on this order. Sleepwalker, PSA 9. I thought I was going to get a 10 on this one and then got a 9. So I struck out on that one. I don't follow comics now, but I don't think he even has any issue. Or it's not a recurring character now. But it was short-lived. Early 90s had a bunch of characters that Marvel were introduced and probably don't exist now. And let's see, the last base masterpiece card, Thor. This card just pops. I thought I get a 9. I got an 8. This is a tough one too. Probably as tough as Spider-Man. Look at the edges, the corners, and the color. It just pops out. Probably what got me was the centering is a little off in the back too. Yeah, there's a little speck of something there on the right there next to the comic book. It looks like a little dent or something, or a piece of the card is missing. Thor. And this was an insert out of Masterpieces. 3D Spectra, Thing vs. Hulk, PSA 7. With the foil surface, foil edges. Really tough to get in a high grade. They were pretty tough on this card. I thought I was going to get an 8 and got a 7. I didn't see any scratches on the surface, which you see a lot in foil cards. Maybe the back, they probably got me on the back with this. There's some chipping on the edges there in the lower left corner. Maybe that's what dinged it. Really, yeah. I can see why they got 7. You can see it even on the phone, on the camera here. It's a little bit of white there. It's almost like paper loss, really. Been in my collection for a very long time. Some other Masterpiece cards, 93. This is Deadpool, PSA 9. I was hoping for a 10 and got a 9. I thought the centering was pretty good, and it's all right. I think this is Deadpool's first Masterpiece card, so it was really cool. In my collection, it was the best one I had, and I had to submit that. More Marvel stuff. 94 Flair. Wolverine, PSA 9. I guessed the 9, I got a 9. A lot of the Flair cards are so tough to get 10s and perfect cards. Pristine condition, it's really tough. Got a run of more Flair. Spider-Man, PSA 8. High quality cards. Just an overview on the back of their comic book. Flare Venom, PSA 9. Guessed a 9 and got a 9. These are high quality cards. I love them. Just like they do with baseball and basketball Flare cards. More Flare Cable, PSA 9. Guessed a 9 and got a 9. More X-Men Gambit Flare, PSA 8. I guessed a 9 and got an 8. You may have gotten me on the... maybe there's some touch on the corner there. Pretty strict on Flare cards. I don't think I have a single Gem Mint Flare card in my collection, sports or non-sport. Last Flare card is Wolverine Bone Claws, PSA 9. I thought I'd get a 9, I got a 9. Wolverine leads the X-Men, that's cool. 94 masterpieces here, Deadpool. So this is Deadpool's second masterpiece card. I thought I'd get a 9, I got a 9. Really tough to get a 10. There's a touch on the lower left corner there. It's just all dark edges, all dark corners, and one little defect that's all it takes. This is cool. And these were drawn by Hildebrandt, I think brother duo. It's pretty cool. Deadpool. And I got a run of a TCG cards, trading card games for Dragon Ball. And these cards I got from San Diego Comic-Con. These were actually distributed or handed off by Panini. Panini had a booth in San Diego Comic-Con and they were giving these out to the attendees. And I thought, why not submit them to PSA? I thought they were cool cards and just had in my collection. I just want to get them slabbed. And for the longest time, I've actually tried to submit these to PSA to get them encapsulated. And it took me years. It took me years for them to get them graded. It's really tough. So here's a run of Panini Dragon Ball stuff. These are promos from 2014. Prince Vegeta. And I got a 7. And I'm finding out they grade these so tough. I think it's because of the back. The back has like these edge chipping. It's all black all around, and they have these edge chipping. They're just so strict on these. That's why I got a 7. I mean, the front looked great. I took really good care of the card, but the back, there's nothing really I can do. That's how I got it. All black and just a tiny bit of chipping on the edges and the corners there, and that's all it takes is a 7. Another 7 Prince Vegeta promo. I think these are just cool cards. I was like, wow, these are cool. I went to Comic-Con with my friends in 2014, and there was like a 15-year hiatus, and decided, I'll just go to Comic-Con. Goku, PSA 8 promo. You'll see these cards on eBay, but all of them are raw, and I'm the first one to get them graded and encapsulated. Another Goku, PSA 7. And the first thing I'll look is in the back. And there you have it. There's a touch in the corner there, and there's some kind of residue or something on the edge on the bottom. There's no creases, just a bit of chipping on the edges, and that's all it takes to get a 7. Goku. Child Gohan, PSA 8. Interesting about these promos, they were given out. The Comic-Con is like a 4-day event. For every day they were giving out, they're handing out promo card, Dragon Ball Z promo cards, a different card every day from Thursday to Sunday. And when I caught wind of it, I had to get to that booth and grab a couple because I love freebies. Another Gohan, PSA 7. And the back is pretty rough there. There's a lot of chipping on the edges and the corners. And everyone's favorite Dragon Ball character, Krillin, PSA 7. Yeah, off-centered on the back. Another Krillin, and I think this is... yeah, this one's a little better than that one. Krillin, PSA 8. People make fun of Krillin, but I think he's a cool character. This is my favorite Dragon Ball card. This was handed out on I think it was Sunday, the last day of Comic-Con that year. And people were scrambling to get this one. Super Saiyan God Goku. Dragon Ball Super wasn't quite released yet. I think it was released in the United States in 2016. And this card predates it 2 years. So this is a very, very early Super Saiyan God Goku card. PSA 8. And you can only get these at the convention. I got another one. Better condition, PSA 9. Super Saiyan God. Really cool card. TCG. And last card, 2015. Panini also gave out promo cards to attendees. Golden Frieza. PSA 9. That's a cool card. Love it. I think I've got more promo cards from that year too, and I've graded those. So it's the same card in the background. This one, then that one was graded a while ago, like I think 2018 or 2017. So there was a gap where they didn't want to slab these promo cards, and I don't know why, but because it's right there in front of you. It was graded in 2017, and then there was like a 2-year gap where they didn't want to slab these cards. So very strange. PSA was PSA's logic. So a card's a card, and it exists. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and comment down below what's your favorite non-sport cards from 1980 to present. Is it TCG cards or Pokemon, Magic, Marvel, whatever? Post, and I'll see you later. Bye.